episode of Different Roots Radio, hosted by myself, Jermaine, the optimistic anthropologist, and Dami, the chill philosopher. We have today a very cool guest. Be very surprised, his name is Max Thomas. He is the founder and CEO of Appzaloot. Now you think it's Absolute like Absolute Vodka, but it's Appzaloot, as it says on the screen. And the cool thing about Appzaloot is not just any app. It's an app that has functions like all the apps in the real world. You can use it in different stores. He has lots of deals we're going to talk about already, but it also creates cryptocurrency, my favorite topic in the whole wide world.
Crypto Pappy.
Crypto Pappy has finally got a crypto guest on Different Roots Radio.
Yeah.
This is a new up and coming project. It's going to be huge. We don't give investment advice over here. Do your own research. However, I may have purchased a large amount myself already. But Max, thank you for joining us. Love to hear all about Appzaloot and how you got into cryptocurrency. And yeah, thanks for joining us.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be with you today. And thank you for that wonderful introduction to me. That's excellent. Well, how did I get into crypto is actually a little bit around the other way. I got into the app first. So my background, obviously, with my accent is I'm Australian, but I had lived in the UK and Europe for 17 years. And I've been basically in the travel industry for many, many years. Created the first hop-on, hop-off coach tour around Europe and did lots of things living here. When I moved back to Australia, I sort of changed tack, although it was still travel related. I got more into loyalty. And during that period, I set up my own business in Australia, and then I started to contract to the banks and then MasterCard and got involved in their loyalty program. So what it was building value, trying to give the card holders or the bank customers something better that they couldn't get anywhere else. And so through that, I used travel-related deals and in the end ended up running MasterCard Moments program for Australia and New Zealand for 6 years and did loyalty for a number of the large banks.
Guys, if you're watching, that is called an elevator pitch. And that is how it's done. I still can't master it because I just keep talking, but that's a pretty smooth elevator pitch.
It was. So for me, I kind of want to know, like, how long of a process was it from conception? So was it from the time that you were with MasterCard that you started percolating this idea of Appzaloot, or did it come like 1 year ago or 2 years ago, back when Bitcoins used to start to gain notoriety and influence, I guess, in society?
Well, it's actually kind of like we have to cobble the answer together because there's several answers to that. No, it wasn't during that period that I was working on the MasterCard Moments program. It wasn't. I was running another IT business at the time and traveling a lot and had developers in the Philippines and working with the United Nations. Actually, I developed technology to help protect children on the internet. But that's another story for another day, so I won't go on about that. But during that period, I traveled a lot. And there's a couple of things that you notice. And I believe the best businesses in the world are the ones that are set about by trying to fix problems. So what I did was, as I was traveling, and I might be in Geneva for meetings, and I've been there lots of times, so I've been to the lake and I've done all that, very hard to find out information of what you could do in that environment. So I started to think about social media the way it was, and I kept getting annoyed with, in my main feeds, there were 50% of it had nothing to do with me. And then you realize they're selling the data and they're manipulating algorithms and all this. And I thought, there's got to be a better way. And then a conversation over a glass of wine, as it does happen sometimes, came about where we started talking about things like, wouldn't it be really cool if on a university environment, you could walk onto the campus and you had an app that would find out if there was a special happy hour at the uni bar? And I was thinking to myself, yeah, nah, kind of, you could have a WhatsApp group, you could do all of that existing. And then suddenly it was an epiphany. It was one of those moments where you go, oh my goodness. And what I thought of, having been in retail and all sorts of different businesses myself, I thought, how cool would it be for a business? Let's call it a restaurant at the moment. And I was in Brisbane in Australia at the time, and there's a beautiful river and lots of restaurants on it. And I thought, how cool for a restaurant to be able to put an advert on an app that only dealt with people in the location. So forget the uni idea, that was the spark. But I went, why can't we make that more general? So the restaurant that might have extra fish that they bought for the lunch trade could put an ad quickly onto an app that only did people in the location. So that was the beginning of the idea for Appzaloot.
I don't know if I told you I used to hustle at that idea when I was, not before I was doing my MBA, when I was doing my MBA, like that, we did our MBA at Manchester. We had one, but before then, my first degree, when I was a poor student, I used to go to Sushi Sun, not Sushi Sun, but Uni Sushi. And at the end of every day, they would throw away all their sushi. So they close at like 6 or 8. You just turn up there, quarter to 8, and they're like, they were going to throw this away. And I'm like, I'll be taking all of that. So you just get free rice and sushi at the end of the day. So that's
exactly the point I came up with. And I used a bakery as an example, as in, they can't sell the bread the next day, or the rolls or the pies or whatever it might be. Wouldn't it be cool at 2 p.m, they could go onto an app and say, oh, if you're walking past us on the way to the train station, drop in and get one of these things for half price. And why that's disruptive is, if you think about it, still currently today, you actually have to go into a search engine. So if you owned a restaurant or a bakery and you put yourself on the big search engines, you get lost, one. Secondly, it's not about you being in that area. So if you're in a big city like London and you go half price deals on bakeries, you're going to come up with outdated information and things.
Yeah, that's true. So, but the thing is, I'm going to challenge you a little bit, is that this also means for your users, your end users, once they download the app, it's almost pivotal or essential for them to have the location sharing feature on their cell phones, right? So how are you, because if you think of the whole Cambridge Analytica thing, like everyone, well, not everyone, but majority of people are now more cautious about location sharing or information sharing. How would you be able to adhere to those worries? Because I think some people are like, okay, you're at all times, is this person getting information about me, kind of thing? How would you come over that?
Look, it's a really good point. And it's one of our strong points, actually. Well, first of all, everybody, when you go out, you've got your location on anyway. So everyone's already tracking you. If you're on all or any of the big social media, or if you're on messaging apps or anything, they've all got your location. And by the way, we're not using anything special. We use Google Maps Power, our back end, if you like. That's because they're the best in the market. And then it's your own phone's location. And you could turn that off if you want to, but if you turn that off, you're just not going to get anything that's around you. But all of the other parts of the app, which we haven't explained, all of the other parts of the app that are not geolocation based still work. So with a friends feed, we've still got a celebrity influencer feed. You know, we've got all these other things on the app, messaging and a loyalty program coming, which is where the cryptocurrency ties in. So to go back to that, but I'm really glad you asked that question, because one of our really strong points in the company is, and we are going to set the cat amongst the pigeons, if you don't mind me using that expression, is we don't sell your data. We don't manipulate the algorithms. It's all in our pledges. We've got all of our pledges down on the website. And what we're trying to do is do the opposite to what all big social media companies do at the moment. So they track your data because they want to sell it to third parties. We will never do that. It's in our pledges. It's in our terms and conditions. We just won't do it. We've got a way. And the other really important thing, because we started on talking about the advertising, that's one small component of the app. And the really cool part is, we don't make it invasive. So you don't get ads popping up at you all the time saying, hey, the bakery, hey, the sushi. It's a little button down on the bottom of the map, and you can actually change the map. There's all categories on there, you know, insurance, restaurants, live music, all of these different categories. And you can uncheck any of the ones you're not interested in. So on your map, it becomes your personal map. So on your map, it's only going to show you the things you're interested in. It's not going to flick anything up in front of you. There's a little button down there that if you want a deal, you can just click the button and go, oh, look at that.
So what we're saying is, for me, I could have basketball, hamburgers, donuts, and ice cream, and I wouldn't have any ads for like health food or like
or gym gains. Because
hey, I would have gym gains in there. I would have gym, stop it. But yeah, gym gains, basketball, all that good, modeling contracts, all that good stuff. But I can't believe we've been talking all this time and we have not spoke about crypto yet. Okay, they don't call me Crypto Pappy for nothing. So it's the nitty-gritty. Right now, the crypto market is crashing. People are upset. I'm buying more, so I don't know what they're all upset about. When people invest in cryptocurrencies, obviously I work in a crypto exchange. Most currencies like, let's not even say Bitcoin and Ethereum, let's say that Cardano or XRP. When Bitcoin goes down, all the other currencies go down. When Bitcoin goes up, all the other currencies go up.
The leaders,
Do you not worry that like getting into crypto, especially now the market's down, everyone's scared? Don't be scared, buy more, buy the dip, guys. Trust me, you'll thank me in like a year or a few months. But are you not worried that like your project does well, your app does well, and then your token price goes down because Bitcoin goes down? Like how are you worried about, how are you gonna mitigate that risk?
As a businessman, I'll tell you right now, you don't go in and build a business. And going back to the original question you asked me, how long has this been going on? 6 years. So the development's gone on for a long period of time. And because you develop and then you change and new things come out. So there's a reason behind that. But the other thing as a businessman, I would say is that if I was worried about the crypto market at any time during what I was doing for the business, my focus wouldn't be on the number one thing is the app. Because I'm going into crypto because our app works with crypto beautifully. And when we go and talk about the loyalty program in a moment, you'll understand what I mean. But if I didn't concentrate on the app, then the crypto is not going to be anything other than what's out there on the marketplace at the moment. What's different about our project is that we're not doing a crypto token IEO or going onto an exchange to get a heap of money to build something in the future. We've already got it. All we're doing with the crypto is we're building value. We're building value to our users of the app. We're building value to our merchants that'll be a part of our loyalty program. So the ups and downs of the crypto market, in my view, Tamain, is not such a worry for me because I'm not going in as a crypto play. I'm going in as an app to go in and to knock some socks off in the social media world, take some merchants with me, give back to communities, pay taxes in our relevant countries and all those things that are in our pledges of what we're changing from mainstream social media with the charities. We're changing everything back. And what we're going to do is build our user base for the app. And by default, people will be encouraged to hold our token as well. So it's a bit of a longer, we have a longer term view rather than flicking a crypto token on the market and hoping for the best.
Yeah, when Dami said how long have we been working on the project, that's a really funny question because in crypto mode, like 95% of the projects I deal with, I'm like, so when did you guys start? They're like, yeah, so 2021, 2022, like 2 months ago, 6 months ago. So yeah, like the fact that
or they even look at their watch and
they're like, like today?
Yeah.
A lot of them really, really new, and they like when Bitcoin crashes, they go bankrupt and they disappear. The ones who last longer, like Ethereum, they've been working on the project for years and like changing and fixing things.
So correct me if I'm wrong, then is having cryptocurrency tied to your app, this is not the main driver or the main win for your users. It's mostly the added bonuses of having that social media element, connection with the local merchants and things like that. That is what is the main drivers that people come to use your app for. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, so what we believe is that we've got enough unique features in the app moving forward that people are going to go to it anyway. So once we get the word out there, once we promote, launch and build our user base, etc., we believe that we'll end up with lots of, I'm being very careful there, but hopefully millions of users around the world. By default, they're going to be encouraged to be a part of our loyalty program. And then the crypto ties into that as well. So the main focus is the business. It's kind of like you can have a great car, but if the engine's not good, then the car's not going to work. So what we're really careful about doing is making sure that we have a reason for people to use our app. What's the benefit? There's a lot of benefits. There's basically everyone that touches the app, whether it be a merchant, a local charity, a local football club, a celebrity influencer, local governments, even national governments, because we pay the correct taxes, everybody benefits out of using our app. So we're kind of turning it on its head. The crypto, I don't want it to sound like the crypto is like an afterthought. It's definitely not. It's us having a vision that we need to build the basics right first, and then the crypto by default will do very well.
So the customer journey. So if I'm using the app, so I'm like, I want to go to McDonald's. No, don't go to McDonald's, guys. It's bad for you. It'll give you heart attacks. Okay, let's be healthy. Go to Leon. I've got a friend called Leon, but it's an actual restaurant called Leon.
Leon, the burger place. They make
Yeah, burger
hamburgers
place.
and
Got vegan burgers. I like that place. It's all right. They've got the chicken nuggets, the vegan chicken nugget, better than real chicken nuggets. It costs more, but they're better. Anyway, so I'm going into like Leon, or you've got to deal with Subway, right?
Yep.
You try Subway in Malaysia and
Singapore. Yeah.
Singapore. So say I go into Subway in Singapore, walk in there, get my little Appzaloot app. I buy my 12-inch Subway sandwich, big one. Tap the app,
Yeah.
pay, get the loyalty points.
Yep.
And then say I go Subway like 3 times a week, which is probably not good for you. I go there 3 times a week and I collect the app, I collect them. After a month, I've got 1,000 of these reward points. Can I turn them into tokens?
Yeah, it's a really
Or how many do I have to get before I turn them into tokens?
So it's a really good point. And yes,
and then I can sell the tokens, right?
Correct. So what we've done that's really, I think, unique is that, and obviously my background is, running loyalty amongst other things. And so what we're doing is we're building that these merchants that we were talking about before, the restaurant or whatever, I'm in negotiation with several international chains. I can say Subway and A&W and other places already in Malaysia, Singapore, but that will expand out into other countries as well and other brands. Basically, what we're trying to do is stop you having 12 different loyalty cards in your wallet that you go pull this one out here and you get a few points here and a few points here. You shop for 6 months and you've got enough points in one of them to get a toaster, if you're lucky. So what we're trying to do is build a global loyalty program with an app that has reasons for you to use it every day, with the possibility that an individual merchant, a local mum and dad business, can join our loyalty program for no fee. They have to pay, obviously, the loyalty points, which is how we fund the loyalty points. But an individual business can join our loyalty program without having to print anything, do anything, change their technology, nothing. So what we're going to do is build a program where wherever you travel in the world, once we've launched in all of these countries, is that Timain will be able to fly out and meet me in KL, but he will have been going to places here in the United Kingdom that are part of our loyalty program, earning his points. He flies to KL, he can go into all our, and you can look at it on the app, who's in the loyalty program. I'll go there for lunch, and you go in and earn it. Getting back to your point about how does that work with the Appzaloot tokens, all loyalty points, whether they're the BA, air miles, or all the different programs that you have around the world, all have a monetary value based on fiat currency. So 1 cent per point or 1/10 of a cent per point. Some of them are worth next to nothing. They all have a value. And ours is the same. So our Appzaloot points that you're going to be going and earning at multiple retailers around the world eventually goes into your wallet, and you'll see the amount that it's worth in fiat currency every day in your app, in your wallet. So what we're doing is when you get up to $100 US dollars worth of loyalty points, we're going to allow you to convert it. Now you can convert them into buying an airline ticket. You can convert them to a hotel room, all the normal things of a loyalty program. But what's different is we're going to allow you to convert that $100 of Appzaloot points value into our Appzaloot token, trading on LA Token.
LA Token Exchange, end of the month, 31st of May.
Yeah,
that date.
Trading on LA Token. We're going to allow you to convert those loyalty points that you've just earned from all of your normal going to different places into Appzaloot tokens at a 10% discount on the daily exchange rate. So if our token was trading at $1 and you had $100, you would actually buy those tokens for 90.
Yes.
You could actually spin them around and sell it the next day if you wanted to. So what we're doing is we're building our user base. We're giving people a reason to use the app. You actually earn loyalty points just by using our app. You also earn points if you refer your friends. You get a clip.
This is actually what I was going to bring up, is that I know that there are some cryptocurrencies like SocialFi that actually go up in value based on how big your network is. So if the larger your network, the more your social currency is valued, and you can kind of trade it off, kind of thing. So is that being said, would it then say if I am an influencer, let's say I am The Rock, just because that's my guy.
Just because you've got muscles.
Yeah, that's because that's my alter ego. I can't say Will Smith anymore, but I have to say The Rock.
Yeah, violence.
Yeah. He has like 50 million people on social media. Would someone like him, if he referred 50 million people, all his Instagram followers, would his stock automatically go up, or is it your stock goes up because of him bringing in 50 million people?
Well, I'm going to answer that in this way, is that any influencer, whether it's 50 million or 50 people, if you get people to download the app by sharing the link, or you've got every individual app user's got their own code. So if you send that to your friends and you've got 100 friends, if those 100 friends download the app, or if The Rock gets 1 million people to download the app, that code goes into our app. And the really cool thing is that any time any of those people that have downloaded it because you or The Rock or whoever gave that, you get a clip every time they go to one of our loyalty partners. So that means if Timaine downloads it on my code, every time he's out at his mate's restaurant eating those vegan nuggets, I'm earning money while I'm asleep. I get a clip of it as the influencer. So our strategy of rolling out with the influencers, and I can tell you today that the influencers that we have signed, can I tell you?
Oh, it's big news. Go on, Dan.
So she's got 18.3 million.
Okay.
Followers. It's actually going up by 100,000 every 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
And her name is Pu Yi. Miss Pu Yi, when she goes out, and she's signed to be an ambassador for our app for 12 months. She has to be at our launches, and obviously she has to post on our app because we have a celebrity influencer part of the app as well. So she has to post on that every week. And remember, we don't manipulate algorithms or anything as well. So she's got freedom of speech on our app. And so what happens is she goes out, she's also a token owner. So she's got 18.3 million followers. 4 million of those are in the United States. She's huge. She's number one in Malaysia, but her reach is global. And she actually, for everyone that downloads, has a referral code like every person on the app, not just the celebrities. It could be a football club. It could be a charity. They could get their members. And what happens is...
Quick question for Dami, what percentage do you think influencers affect that? If they post something, what percentage do you think of their audience will buy or respond to that post?
I'd say anywhere between 10 to 20%.
Okay, we're working on between 1.5 and 2%.
Oh, so I was overzealous.
Let's be conservative.
That's what we've done as a conservative thing.
Oh,
but
wow, that's amazing.
The point about this is that my celebrities are also going to be token holders. They're also going to be rewarded, as I said, though, like anyone, like Timaine, like you, like The Rock, but a local football club, if they get their members to download it, they get a referral income. It's all explained on the website. They get a clip every time someone goes in and spends money.
Hey, and here's something for you guys, and for all our Different Roots family. If you want to be an influencer, you should be sure to like, subscribe, and share our podcast as much as possible. So that way that you can also be influenced by the great words of great influencers and entrepreneurs such as Max.
That's excellent. And look, it's one of those things where, as I said before with one of your questions, it's building the journey. We've built the foundation. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to make sure that everybody wins something. That's our users, that's our merchants, local charities, we give back money, all of those sorts of things. The token comes in there, and it's a beautiful story to add in there, because we've got people all around the world that can go and change their behavior a little bit to support our merchants, earn money that they can turn into tokens.
Everyone likes money and everyone likes saving money, and it's also, you've got universities involved. You've got universities.
UMPH, Technical University in Malaysia, has already signed up.
Target the students.
Yeah.
They're going to be big. But I think the biggest one is that, personally, not because she's an amazing influencer, but if you get even 1%, if you get, on a good day, you get 20% of 18.3 million people just to download the app. And if she said, oh guys, I'm saving all this money on this app, it's great, and everyone buys the app, that's just a great way to get the word out. And then same thing, they then tell their friends, and you've already got a solid user base of over 200,000 just from day one.
Yeah. You don't have to buy the app though.
You don't have to buy the app. And
And
it's
where is
available
the app?
on
So the
Google.
app's available on all platforms, app platforms.
I've got it on my phone.
Yeah.
It's on the Google Play Store.
Just there for your viewers though, is that we're doing launches, and when you've got an app that's available for downloads, and it's available in 190 countries, but we're not always launched in those countries yet. And we, as a business, we have to grow that. So naturally, we've got a strategy of getting influencers. Like when we launch in Europe, we'll be getting a couple of high-level European influencers that have got different demographics to help build the app. And then when we do that, then we start our negotiations with businesses, and we'll have a lot of connections, and we'll end up having a lot of businesses coming to us because it's a great way to get their product out there.
Okay, so right now you're looking to start off in Singapore and Malaysia, and then you're moving outwards, westwards from there. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it'll be Singapore, Malaysia at the end of this month, and then Indonesia, Philippines, India, and then I'll be back in Europe. So by kind of the end of June, July, we'll be doing a full-on launch in Europe. But it's kind of one of those funny things, because when you have an app that's available on the store, you can't control where people download it.
Exactly.
Because Miss Puyi's got 4 million followers in the United States, and all of a sudden I've got 1 million people in the United States, guess what, gentlemen? I'm on a flight straight from the States.
Yeah.
I'm on a flight straight from the States, and I'm going, who wants to meet? Who wants to be a merchant
He's
partner?
really living the crypto life, even though he thinks he's living the app life. He's always on a plane. I'm like, where are you? I'm in Kuala Lumpur. Next day, where are you? I'm in Australia. Where are you? I'm coming to London. I'm in Malaysia. Like always in different
That's
countries.
amazing.
Flying out tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, flying back to Malaysia tomorrow, and then lots of travel. But that's the whole thing, though. We have to be nimble on our feet when it comes
Agile.
to agile. Thank you.
Okay. Well, so I guess in closing remarks, do you have any sort of advice that you might have wanted to hear yourself back when you were starting up this journey?
And feel free to mention what people thought about you getting into crypto. If you have any interesting feedback on that, because I know when I got into crypto, everyone's like, "You're crazy. It's a risky market. It's not stable. It's all corrupt, but it's not." So, what do you have advice for anyone?
I think on the first part of that question about from being a little bit older and my business experience going through would be never give up. I know that's been said many times before, but it's said all the time because it's so true. Because there's highs and lows, there's difficulty. Another thing that I would share is the fact that just because something hasn't been done before, or just because someone hasn't done it this way before, take no notice. If you've got a way, you've got the energy, you've got a vision, if you can see the wood for the trees about something, go for it. Don't have any fear, have no fear. That's on the business side. The crypto side, like everybody, I'm an older guy. My son had to come to me years ago and said to me, "Dad, now before you lose it and before you already close your eyes, roll them and do that whole thing, crypto. Now you need to be thinking about crypto." And then I went away, and yeah, like everybody else, and my generation especially, I was told, "Oh, this is dodgy and this," but do the research, go through it. And like I'm proud for myself is that just because someone tells me something is done a certain way, I go, you know what, I might do that differently. And then I have a go at it.
That's amazing. All right, nice one. Well, thanks a lot, Max, for coming in. I really appreciate your insight and educating us on all things Appzaloot. So it's absolutely amazing. So,
which is why we've named it that.
That's good. So I guess, how can some of our listeners be able to connect with you guys for moving forward?
Well, we'll be trading on LA token, 31 May at this stage. And obviously at our website, which is Appzaloot, spelled APPZALOOT.com. So I'll leave it up to you guys. You can put that down in your bits afterwards. But they can connect through us there. People can message us if they've got business opportunities or whatever. We like to think that we listen to most people. We're responsive, and
sounds good.
It's been a pleasure to share some of the excitement with you guys today.
It's us to you. We appreciate your time and for coming in. Have a good one. All right. Peace out to all our listeners. See you. Don't forget to hit the like button to subscribe to Different Roots Radio on YouTube, Twitter, and all audio listening channels. Our talks air every other Monday. One love.